Once upon a time, in a cozy suburban neighborhood, there lived a couple named Emily and Mark. They had recently moved into a quaint little house, perfectly content in their own little world. However, their nights of intimacy unexpectedly turned into a hilarious chaos that soon began to disturb their unsuspecting neighbors. Emily, an exuberant and passionate woman, had always been vocal during moments of passion. Mark, her loving and equally passionate husband, couldn't help but fuel her excitement, creating a symphony of enchanting delights. Little did they know, their shared affection would soon create quite a disturbance in their otherwise peaceful neighborhood. One fateful evening, as Emily and Mark engaged in their intimate moments, their light-hearted whispers escalated into ecstatic moans, reverberating through the walls. Initially, the sound was faint, barely noticeable. However, as their passion intensified, so did the decibel level of Emily's enthusiastic cries of pleasure. Unbeknownst to them, their neighbors all had their ears ready to listen, not realizing the nature of the commotion they were about to discover. The elderly couple next door, Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, were enjoying a serene evening cup of tea when their conversation came to a sudden halt. Their eyes widened, cheeks flushed, and jaws dropped in disbelief as they exchanged bewildered glances. The young family across the street, with their two curious children, had just sat down for their evening dinner. Suddenly, their 6-year-old daughter turned to her parents with a genuinely innocent face and asked, "Why do the neighbors make such funny sounds, Mommy?" The parents, unsure of how to answer, exchanged uncomfortable glances, choking on their food as they tried to contain their laughter. Even the typically reserved and composed Professor Thompson, who lived 2 doors down, had interrupted his important research when the noise permeated through his walls. Adjusting his glasses, he sighed deeply, finding it challenging to concentrate on his work as the sounds began disrupting his train of thought. Word began to spread throughout the neighborhood about the amusing commotion emanating from the house of Emily and Mark. Soon, the topic of conversation in local gatherings became, "Have you heard the noises from the new couple's house?" The neighborhood grapevine had never been so lively. One day, the couple's close friends, Sarah and John, decided to confront Emily and Mark, concerned about their unawareness of their noisy escapades. They approached the couple with gentle humor, explaining the situation while trying not to make them feel embarrassed. Emily and Mark were initially mortified, not realizing the extent of the disturbance they had inadvertently caused. Realizing the impact their passionate expressions were having on their neighbors, Emily and Mark decided to take action. They invested in soundproofing solutions, covering their bedroom walls with specially designed materials, ensuring their intimate moments remained private. They also became more mindful of their volume, finding creative ways to channel their energy and passion while keeping it within appropriate limits. Over time, the neighborhood returned to its peaceful harmony. The symphony of Emily and Mark's love remained a cherished memory among their neighbors, providing continued amusement during neighborhood gatherings. Through it all, Emily and Mark learned the importance of balancing their desires with consideration for their surroundings, creating a tale that would be shared in the neighborhood for years to come.